So good morning once again, class. This is to discuss the quiz that we just had. And let me focus on the essay questions. Essay question, at least the two of them, because the other one is just, it's the uh, assumptions. I'll just focus on the two, but more on the first one, because I think many of you had the concept here wrong. Okay. So you're given this regression output, y is equal to a function of your GDP growth, your inflation rate, your interest rate. Y is the stock returns, okay? And the unemployment rate. Okay, the first question was, which of the variables here are significant? Now, many of you did not answer the question, okay? So some of you based the answer on the standard error, which is erroneous. Okay, you know very well that the basis for us to determine if this particular parameter, this particular predictor is significant or not is based on the p-value. Okay, but the p-value is not given. So this was just a test of conceptual understanding. We know that you can either determine if a predictor is significant either by the t-value or the p-value. Okay, so for this one, uh, you have here, you're given the standard error, you were given the coefficient. So you'll be able to compute for the t-value. Okay, and the t-value is simply your coefficient divided by the standard error. And we learned before that if you're if you're using, okay, sabi natin, let me insert here. Okay, Control Alt I. Okay, so we know that if the p-value is given the p-value, this is just a quick review, okay? Given the p-value, you have your t distribution here, okay? Given the p-value, so this is what we're interested in. This is 0.05, and you know that t distribution is symmetric, so this is also 0.05, okay? So you can either compute for the t critical here or the t critical here. That can easily be done using in in R, okay? So you know, sorry, if our alpha is 0.05, okay, then this should be divided into two. 0.05 because you have two tails, so this should be 0.025, and this is 0.025. Okay, all in all, that's 0.05. And we said that to compute for the t critical, okay, we use q. So it should be qt. To compute for the probability, you use p. And you use pt because it's a t distribution. Okay, so let me edit ko muna, clear drawings. Okay, so we can use the function class. Again, review lang to, no? Kasi ang hinahanap natin yung yung t critical, yung t value. So we use t value. Okay. All right. So here we're basing it on the p value. Okay, we need the degree of freedom. Okay, but the degree of freedom here is not was not given because actually for this one, okay, for this one class to compute for the t, what we just need is to just divide the coefficient over the standard error. So in this case, we actually don't need the degree of freedom here because binigay na sa atin yung coefficient at saka yung standard error. So how do we do that, class? To compute for the t value, just divide. Okay, you just divide it. So I already wrote it here. So 1.5 divided by 0.9, and then 2.3 divided by 0.8, negative 1.7 divided by 0.5. Just divide everything here. So some of you were questioning me or were asking me na mahirap daw mag-divide ng decimal. Pero class, ang dali lang naman yan eh, di ba? Ito, 150 over divide by 9 lang. Simple division lang yan. I purposely did not add. I purposely just rounded the coefficients and the standard error to 1 decimal place to make sure that the issue of computation will not uh, be raised. So 1.5 divided by 9, that's very easy, no? Anyway, I'll just run it in R, and we have it here. Ito na yung mga t-values natin, class. 1.67, 2.875, 3.4, 0.8, -3. And, okay, on the average, sabi natin, di ba last time, na for a p-value of 1.96, okay, 1.96 will be equivalent to a p-value of 0.05. Ito sinabi natin last time. So we need this. So if the t-value is greater than 1.96, it means that this is significant. So the intercept is not significant. This is significant. This is significant. This is not significant. This is significant. So only 3 were significant. The rest of you gave answers. This is significant, but you didn't tell me how that was arrived at. There were only, I think, maybe five to less than 10 students who defined what made the variable, what made the predictor significant. Okay, konti lang out of the almost 40. So I don't know what the implication is. Maybe some of you were just too careless. Tinignan niyo yung standard error, tas doon niyo na binase. Kaya nga may mga sumagot nga na walang significant kasi yung standard error daw, inequate nila sa P, so yung mga standard errors, so lahat greater than 0.05, which is wrong. Okay? So sabi natin, just class, for you to please recall, or please remember that in order to determine if it's significant, you either use the t-stat or the p-value. Okay? T-stat or the p-value. Okay, sa atin, class, binigay na naman yung coefficient, your B divided by your standard error, you get your t-value. And we said that on the average, it's 1.96, which is equivalent to a p-value of 0.05. Okay? So that's why the equation should be, sa equation class, yung y returns natin, y return should be equal to, it should also include the intercept, 1.67, rounding it off to 2, plus 2.875, sorry, not 2. Okay, mali. It should be 1.5, that's the intercept. Let me go back here. So the equation should be, we use the coefficients. 1.5, okay? So y return should be 1.5 plus 2.3 times GDP growth rate, okay? Minus 1.7 times inflation rate. So this should not be included yung interest rate at saka negative 0.9 times unemployment rate. So that's the model class. That's the model I was asking in question number 2. Yeah, what is a final regression model? So some of you just your basis was wrong, kaya I could not give full credit for that. Okay? And then interpret the meaning of the coefficients. You know that you should only interpret those that are significant. Kasi yung mga hindi significant, like interest rate, isa lang naman siya, no? Walang impact yan sa ano, kasi ang beta niyan is equal to, ang B niyan is equal to 0. Okay? Right, so for example, ito, for every 1 unit increase in GDP growth, there's a 2.3 units increase in stock returns. Okay? And this one, again, dito sa huli, marami nagkamali sa dito, no? Kasi dito ang sinasabi, 1% increase in GDP growth rate. Okay? So ang interpretation kasi natin, for every 1 unit increase in GDP, there's a corresponding 2.3 units, no, increase in our stock returns. So if GDP only grows by 1%, so divide natin yung 1 by 100, okay, so ito din dapat i-divide natin 100. So this should also be 2.3% increase in your in your growth rate. Yung iba ang ginamit units, no? Okay, kasi ang hinahanap ko yung 1%. Okay? So, yun lang class. Actually, hindi naman, it's more of a testing your conceptual understanding ng mga pinag-aralan natin. Okay, then ito, okay, most of you got this naman, kaso kulang-kulang yung answer nyo. R squared, you're correct. It tells us that 75% of the variation of your dependent variable can be explained by your independent variables. Now, dito hindi ko masyado nakita yung yung penalizing the model for adding more independent variables. Kasi di ba ang adjusted R squared will go down when you add more independent variables. So I did not see that in your explanation. F stat class, okay, F stat, I was waiting here for you to say that this is greater than F critical. May konti lang nagsabi nun, no? The F stat turned out to be greater than the F critical, and then generating a p-value of significant lang at 0.001. Okay? So ang kulang dito, I think only one of you specified. Ano yung model? Ano yung you were mentioning about rejecting the null hypothesis. Marami nagsabi nun. Pero wala akong nakita nagsabi na ano yung null hypothesis. So the null hypothesis here it's a joint test, ba? Joint test siya. So dapat linagay nyo B1 is equal to B2 is equal to B3 is equal to B4, etc. is equal to 0. B sub n is equal to 0. Nobody mentioned that, no? Walang nag-mention, isa lang na ang tinetest dyan, okay, yung kung yung goodness of fit natin, yung joint test probability is equal to 0. And we reject that null hypothesis. Okay? Okay, just to illustrate class, kunyari, no? Kunyari, para so that next time alam niyo na to, kasi kanina pinakita natin yung, okay, let me give an example. Let's suppose class, balik tayo dun sa wage data natin. No? Si wage data natin, if you recall, ang final model natin, ang degree of freedom 1 natin is 4. So ang natira, di ba, education, experience, tenure, and gender. Yung apat na yun yung natin, yung significant predictors. The other 3 were like race, tapos number of dependents, ano pa ba yung isa? And another one was removed from the model, diba? So that's why there are 526 observations. Okay, you have degree of freedom 1 is the number of predictors 4, and degree of freedom 2 is n minus k minus 1. Your n is 526 minus k, which is 4 minus 1 to account for the intercept. So 521. Okay, if we're going to compute for the t-stat, no? T-critical. Okay, so we use Qt. All right. I'll call it T-critical. Okay, alt minus. So dapat Qt siya, di ba? Ang function natin Q if we're computing for the critical value. Tapos di ba, ano tong P? If you recall yung diagram ko kanina, di ba dalawa yon, di ba? Yung 0.025 at saka 0.025. Let's take a look at the lower tail dun sa left side, no? Drawing ko nga para clear sa atin. Okay? So we have this yung T distribution natin. You can either compute for the T critical here or to T critical here. You get the same answer. Ito nga lang class, this will be negative, no? This will be positive. But dapat yung p-value natin dito is 0.025. This one is also 0.025. Kasi ang level of significance natin 0.05. So dapat yung dalawang yan 5%. Okay? So lower tail ang tingnan natin, no? Lower tail. So if we, okay, again, sorry, delete ko muna. Clear drawings. Okay. So ang syntax dito, class, ayan, unang-una, P. So our P should be 0.025. No? And then the degree of freedom natin, sa t-value class, degree of freedom 2 yon, n minus k minus 1. Sa F lang nagkakaroon ng dalawang degree of freedom. Okay, degree of freedom natin is df2, I'll call it df2. Okay, and then comma. Okay, and then lower tail is equal to true. All right, so, or that's the default. You can just ignore that kasi default naman yung lower that tail is equal to t, or you can ignore that. All right, so if I compute for the t critical, okay, i-print ko t crit. Ayan, yung klase na yun, negative 1.96. Diba? Ito yung sinasabi natin. No? So, generally, class, on the average, pag ang t-critical class, either negative or positive, 1.96, then it's equivalent to a p-value of 0.05. Sige, i-check natin ha. Let's compute for the p-value. So, dapat p dito. Probability yung kino-compute natin. Alright. Ganun din, class. Ano yung Q natin? What is our Q? Okay. Sabi yan, Q, DF, at saka lower the tail is equal to true. Yung Q natin, ito. Okay, yung T critical natin. So I'm going to put here, our Q is 2 T crit. Okay. And then, again, Q, DF, and then lower that tail. Yung NCP, that does not concern us. T crit. Okay. DF natin is DF2. And then lower that tail is equal to 2. All right. Okay, print natin si P. Okay, 0.025 class. Ba? Kasi two-tailed siya eh. 0.025 dun sa side na yon, dun sa lower tail, 0.025 din dun sa sa kabilang side. Okay, so if we add both, that brings us to the level of significance na 0.05. Okay, so I hope class clear to ba? Next time, pag, you don't have to look at the actually technically sa T pa lang malalaman na natin kung kung magkakaiba na lang yan sa decimal place, but usually it's 1.96 something. It depends kasi on the degree of freedom. Okay? Kasi pag the higher the degree of freedom, tingnan lang natin sample lang. Pag marami class yung okay, T-crit 1. Let's say T-crit 1,000. Okay, so you have many respondents, okay, many observations. So malaki yung degree of freedom natin. QT, okay, again, 0.025. Kunin natin dun sa Kasi kunin natin class dun sa kabila naman. If you're looking at the other side, okay, just as a practice, if we're solving this one, T-critical, ito class. Paano natin isi-solve yun? Paano natin ilalagay sa R yun? So this should be what? Ano muna yung P natin dito? RP should be what? P equals to, anyone please? What should be my P here? My probability. What am I doing here, class? Kino-compute natin T-critical kung, let's say, 1,000 yung respondents natin. Dun sa wage data set natin. No? So we have 1,000 minus N minus K minus 1. So that's 1,000 minus k is 4 minus 1 for the intercept. So 1,000 minus 5. So that's 995, no? Yun ang magiging ano natin. Yun ang magiging TF2 natin. Okay, but what will be our P class? Can anyone chat, please? Ano ilalagay natin sa P value natin? Anyone? Ito yung tinitingnan natin, ha? Sinusolve natin to si T critical. And T critical class will always be the same as negative T critical. Pareho yan eh, kasi symmetrical to eh, ang T distribution. Class. What will be my, if I'm computing for the T critical class, 1,000 observations time. Dito kasi 526 lang, di ba? Mas konti class. What happens if you have a greater degree of freedom? Mas maganda class kung mas malaking degree of freedom natin. Class, anyone? What will be my P here? What will be the probability? Kasi kanina ginamit natin ito, 0.025. If we're looking at this from the lower tail. Paano kung dito? Yung upper tail natin ito. What will be our P? Di ba yung parameters ng QT, kailangan yung P, kailangan yung degree of freedom, tsaka kailangan yung default na, although hindi na kailangan, no, lower that tail. Okay? Pero dito magbabago tayo kasi dito natin tinitingnan, no? So it should be lower that tail is equal to false tayo dito, no? Kanina that true kasi dito tayo eh. Pag dito na class, lower that tail natin is equal to false na. Kasi upper tail na yung tinitingnan natin. Okay, class? Anyone? What will be my p-value? Anong p-value ang ilalagay natin? O hint class, hint. Kasi you should always look at it from the left. No? So titingnan mo tong p-value na to. Hanggang dito. Okay, so what's this class? What's that? Kindly chat, please. Hello? Are you still there? Wala na yata kayo. Pause muna ako. Let me repeat the question, class. Our question is, okay, a while ago we solved this. And it turned out that our T value is negative 1.96, T critical. Okay. We used the degree of freedom equal to 521, the wage data set. Okay. I said this time, let's solve for this. Okay, sige, first class, let's solve for T critical, the upper tail, using degree of freedom is equal to 521. Okay, can you tell me, class, what's the answer? Let's solve for this one. And the answer should be positive, class. So you'll have to use QT. QT. And the first parameter there is P. And then degree of freedom. And then you have lower that tail. Lower that tail. Okay, you have to include this because the default is lower that tail is equal to true. So it's based on a computation of this one. But since we're computing this one, this T critical upper tail, you have to write here that lower that tail is equal to false, meaning that we are computing for this one. So we know the degree of freedom, which is 521. Now what's P value? What P where are we going to use? And I gave a hint, class. The P will always be from the left, okay? From the left. So from the left, the p-value here is 0.025. So therefore, if you're computing for this one, the T critical here, what is our p-value from the left class? The answer is, kindly chat please again. Although I saw the correct answer a while ago, pero gusto kong lahat sana mag-chat dito. What P are we going to use, class? The p-value is the probability from the left side here. So it's up to this one. So what is this p-value here? Please share your answer to everyone, please. Those of you who were chatting me, paki-share yung answer nyo sa lahat, no? Okay. Yeah, that's correct, class. 0.975. Kasi sabi natin yung p-value should be coming from the left side. Okay? So if this is your t value that you're computing, then use the p-value from the leftmost side. Could you kindly try, class, please? And tell me what you got. Anong t critical na nakuha nyo? Come on, class. Ano lang yan? QT lang yan, no? QT. What T critical are you getting? Degree of freedom, yung gagamitin natin yung 521, ha? N minus K minus 1. This is the for the wage data with 526 observations. No answer, class?
Sir, I used po yung sa this code po. I'm not sure if it's correct.
Sige, stop share ako. Could you kindly share?
Wait lang po. Ay, sir, naka-disable po yung...
Ay, sorry. Okay. Okay. T critical. Ang sinusolve natin, Francis, yung QT, ah. Saan ba yun? Anong line? Line 149? Line 149 ba? I-copy mo nga yung line 149 tsaka 150 sa baba. Yung dun sa after 154. After line 154. Mag-create ka ng space yan. Sige. Paste mo siya. O gawin natin T-crit 1. Okay? Then you have QT is equal to class. Anong p-value na gagamitin? Di ba sabi ng mga classmates mo? If you're looking at the T-critical, yung nasa positive side, then you have to use the p-value of the of the t-distribution from the left side. No? So kung from the left side siya, up to that point where yung positive t-critical natin, ang natitira na lang kasi dun sa right side is 0.025 din, di ba? So ano yung area to the left of that? Di ba 0.09975? Sige, pakigamit mo nga yung 0.0975. 0.975, okay. Tapos t-crit 1, lower that tail is equal to false dapat, no? Kasi hindi na natin tinitingnan yung nasa ano eh. Tapos t-crit 1 sa ilalim muna, t-crit 1. Tapos hindi, 1 yan, sige. Kama mo, semicolon pala. Then t-crit. Sige nga, run mo nga yan pareho. Oh, di ba, class? Oops, bakit t-crit 1 mo, lower that tail is equal to false, degree of freedom. Ba't negative pa rin yung ano mo? I-run mo nga lang yung t-crit 1. Yan. Ay, sorry. Okay. Lower that tail natin, gawin mong is equal to true, no? Kasi sinama na natin yung ano, no? Sinama na natin capital T. Sige. Yan, positive na siya. Okay, I stand corrected, class. No? Kasi sinama na natin from the ano eh, from the left side yung buong area na yan. So dapat tama, lower the tail is equal to true. Now, if you're going to use, sige, palitan mo siya ulit ng 0.025 and then lower the tail is equal to false. Yan, okay? So ang pinakita natin yung 0.025 pero wag natin gagamitin dun sa ano, sa leftmost. Lower the tail is equal to false. Ang i-compute niya yung nasa upper right. Yan, 1.96. Okay, so you can see here, class, na pareho siya, no? Yung negative 1.96. Okay. All right, sige, I think that's enough, no? Okay na yung, thank you, Francis. So I hope that's clear, class. Share ulit ako ng screen. Okay,
Yes, sir.
medyo, thank you. Medyo nagtagal tayo sa pag-discuss nun, no? Maxine, bakit 1 point? May nag-answer dito? 1.2. Nasaan na yun? Nawala. Nasa akin kasi. No? Okay, sige. Thank you, Maxine. Okay. All right, class. Let's now, I hope that's clear. No? Let's now go to our interpretation natin ng ano, no? ng ano natin, ng model natin. Kasi you'll need this for your paper, for your case. And now what, class? Now what? So let me just go back here. Yung stepwise natin. Okay. Let me just copy this. Control C. Okay, wait. Dali ah. Copy ko lang to, class. And then I'll control C. So the model is not loaded. Tatanggalin ko na yung mga ano. I'll just run the most important ones. Okay. So rerun ko yung, oops, ano nangyari? Kasi wala pa akong mga packages. I'll load first the packages. And then I'm going to load our data. Again, okay. Tagal na mag-run. It's taking so long. Load yung class ulit yung ano, yung data natin. By the way, class, I'm using the visual. No? Ito yung source. I'm using the visual. Yan. Okay. Finally. Pinopress ko yung mga ano, feedback. Okay. So, import ko ulit yung data class kasi mukhang hindi siya wala oh. Hindi ko pa na-load siya. Forgot to inform you about it. So, I'm loading the wage. And then I'll go straight to the final model, diba? We know that the final model class based on yung ano natin, yung stepwise regression, education, tenure, gender, civil status. These are the 4 significant predictors. Okay, summary natin ng final model is this one. Okay, so we have education, tenure, gender, and civil status. These are the significant predictors. All right, now how are we going to report this? Okay, so in order to write the results of our regression analysis, this is one way. This conforms with APA format. Okay, a multiple linear regression was conducted to examine the relationship between hourly wage, the dependent variable, and several predictors, including education, experience, tenure. Okay, maybe it would have been also, oops. Ano nangyari? Did I press? Um, Tago ko yung ibang page. Okay. Okay, so several predictors, including education, which is edu, experience is EXPER, tenure is tenure, race is race, gender is gender, civil status is civ status, and number of dependents, which is number. Okay. And then backward stepwise regression was performed with a p-value threshold of 0.05 for variable removal. The process started with all predictors and iteratively removed the least significant predictor until all remaining predictors had p-values less than 0.05. Okay, take note of how I wrote this. No? And then I specified the removed variables. The following variables were removed during the stepwise regression process due to p-values greater than 0.05. Okay, so I'll have to validate this one, class. Yung p-value ba ni gender when it was removed was 0.4. Okay, so I have to double check this. No? Sige, tingnan lang natin. Kasi dito, class, let me run the first one. Si model 1 natin. Nasa 300 na, mode 0 pa rin. Kita? Ito, no? So, ito yung model natin, di ba? Yung model 2 natin. Tapos summary niya. And ilan yung p-value niya, no? So yung unang tinanggal natin. The first one that was removed is this one, race, no? Race is, tama ba, the lowest t-value? 0.257, yes, that's correct. 0.8, no? So I'll just correct this. Okay, i-correct nyo na lang, class, no? Point. Dapat race muna. .8. Okay. I'll have to correct the others. Okay, so here I identified what variables were removed step by step, chronologically. Then the final regression model included the following significant predictors: education, tenure, gender, and civil status. The model explained a significant proportion of the variance in hourly wage. R squared is equal to 0.37. F stat is 4, 521, 74.95. P is less than 0.001. Okay? Balik ako sa visual. Okay, there, class. The final regression model included the following significant predictors: education, tenure, gender, and civil status. The model explained a significant proportion of variance in hourly wage. R squared is 0.37. F stat is 4, degree of freedom 1, degree of freedom 2, 74.95, which is p-value less than 0.001. Okay, and you have here a table. The regression coefficients and associated statistics for the final model are presented in table 1. Okay, so this one good thing about R, kasi pwede natin i-print to, no? Okay, so ano yung ganito class ang ina-expect ko sa output nyo, may analysis, may output, hindi yung code lang tapos yung output, bahala na si Batman kung sino mag-explain nun. That's not the output I'm looking for. And students who usually would, who gave those types of output, ibig sabihin, kinode lang nila, rinan lang, tapos wala nang ano. it's supposed to be a discussion class, no? Kaya tingnan niyo to. Ito hindi naman natin nakuha sa ano eh. Kinulate to, no? This was summarized. This was arrived at by a summary from the output. So you have to be the one to put the analysis, the interpretation. Okay? So okay. Let's focus on this one class. Let me just run through this quickly, no? So ito, saan nanggaling to? 'Di ba sa final model yan, which is this one. Okay, so I'll run the final model here. Model final, LM, hourly wage, regression, education, tenure, gender, civil status, data is equal to wage. And summary, model final. Of course, class, this cannot be immediately done. You have to go through the proper steps. No? Ito na-identify ko na yung final model. Okay? So, sa paper nyo class, syempre ipapakita nyo rin yung yung ibang steps. Ito, sinummarize ko na siya. No? There was a preliminary step to this. If I run this and take a look at the final model, and here's the final model class. Okay? So, andito class yung yung 37%, no? Either use the multiple R squared or you can see you also have to define the adjusted R squared on 521 degrees of freedom, diba ito degree of freedom 1 4, degree of freedom 2 521, F stat 74.95, p value is okay, you don't write this class. This is much less than ang pinaka niya yung 0.001, no? Okay? So, pero let me just may ika-clarify lang ko sa inyo class, ha? Control Alt I. Okay? Solve natin si F dito class. Si PF, probability ni F. Okay, so ito Q, no? Q, df1, df2, and lower tail is equal to true. Kunin natin yung yung Q. Yung P muna, no? P. So, ano yung probability class if you have the you're given the F stat, itong 74.95. Okay, so 74.95, yan yung ano natin, yung Q natin. Degree of freedom 1 is yung 4. Degree of freedom 2 is yung 521. Okay, I recorded that a while ago. And then lower that tail. Diba ito yung default, no? Lower that tail is equal to true. So what's that probability class? In other words, class, ito yung F distribution natin. So we're now using F, no? This is for the overall goodness of fit test. So an F distribution looks like this. Okay? So ang hinahanap natin ito. We're looking for this yung P natin. So, hinahanap natin class. What is this P? So you have the Q class. Ito yung Q natin. 74.95. You have the degree of freedom 1, you have the degree of freedom 2, and lower that tail is equal to true. So if we run this class, ayan, no? If I run this, okay, mali yata yung syntax ko, wait ha. Lower that tail is equal to true ang F stat 74.95. Okay, Yeah, this is correct. No? So approximately class, ang probability natin, our p-value is practically class 100%, no? Practically 1. So what does that mean? Tira natin to, ha? Ulitin ko class, sorry. So ito ulit, ito yung F natin. Sorry for the drawing. 74.95 natin to. 74.95. Okay? Ito class yung ano, this is the lower tail, di ba? So ang pinapahanap natin itong P na to. So this P is practically 100% class 1. So this means class that this one here, yung P critical natin, is practically 0. Okay? Practically 0 to. Kasi ang P natin, ang probability natin itong from the left class is almost 100%. So ano yung P natin dito, class? Ito yung kailangan natin na P. So if this is practically 1, then this one is practically 0. Okay? So this P value here is less than 0.001. Dito nga, ang linagay niya, 2.2 e to the negative 16. So this is practically 0. Okay, and this proves class that indeed this is correct. Actually hindi siya hindi siya talagang ganitong value. It's much smaller than this. In fact, ang lumalabas dito sa atin itong p-value natin na to 1 to. Therefore, itong sa critical p natin, this is 0. Okay? So I know class medyo baka first time yung nakikita to, no? This is actually basic stat, no? Pero medyo baka nakalimutan nyo yung discussion nyo dati. But what's important here, class, is that yung P natin na to, delete the drawing. Okay? So itong P na to, class, this is practically 0, di ba? Sabi natin 0.0000000, 15 decimal places and then 2. Di ba? That's why here, ang linagay kong result is that P is less than 0.01. Kasi ang ilalagay lang naman natin, class, 0.01, okay? 0.05, okay? Tsaka 0.001. And in some cases, 0.1. Okay, so you don't write in your report not 2.2 e to the negative 16. Okay, we are sure that if our p-value is less than 2.2 e to the negative 16, then it is also less than 0.001. That's why yung linagay natin dito, class, sa report natin, what we placed here is this one. Yeah. F, degree of freedom 1, degree of freedom 2, 74.95. P is less than 0.001. Okay? All right, pause muna ako, class. Any questions about this? Any questions about that? Okay, none. Okay. Share ko sa inyo. Oops, masyadong mahaba. Pa rin. Masyadong minimalist si Zoom. Kaya. Ayan. Okay. So, take a look at the table. So yung table natin, yung mga coefficients na to, it's coming from our final model, 2.5, 0.65, ito yun, di ba? Okay, I don't think, hindi ko pa siya na ano, no? Hindi ko pa siya naayos. No? I think ang nakuha ko yung intermediate na ano. So it should be this, negative 2.16, 0.529, etc. So those figures, this one, should be here. Okay, 0.65, education, 0.53. So mali itong table ko. No? I think I picked up the wrong table. Anyway, so if you take a look at this, andito yung B, andito yung coefficients, andito yung predictors natin, B, standard error, and then, meron tayo ditong ano, yung standardized value, ito. So, saan ang galing to? Itong mga to class, yung beta. Yung T, alam natin kasi i-divide lang natin yan. Yung p-value that can be computed. And then ito also, yung 95% confidence interval. 95 confidence interval ng mga ng ano natin, ng mga coefficients natin. Okay, so how do we come up with this? Okay, before I go there, class, so, i-ano ko na to, share ko na, baka maubusan tayo ng time. Konti lang naman, hindi niya. That's what I hate about Zoom. Yung chat niya napaka ano, so stingy. Yan. Hindi pa complete ang class, no? Okay. Of course, sa paper nyo class, it should be more, there should be more analysis. May kulang pa dyan sa mga ano yan, sa analysis na yan. Okay, so let's go here first, class. Okay, so we have R squared and adjusted R squared. We use the adjusted R squared class in explaining that approximately 36% of the variance in hourly wage can be explained by the predictors in the model. And then explanation. Higher education levels were significantly associated with higher hourly wages, of course, kasi positive, no? Tapos ito, mali ito, 0.54, it should be, I think it's correct. Yeah, 0.53. So what's the meaning of this? For every 1 year increase in education, there's a corresponding $0.53 increase here. For each additional year of education, hourly wage increased on the average, dapat to, on the average by 0.53. Okay, and then we identified here the value of the coefficient is B. On average, tama, on average by, so B, standard error, and then this beta, then the t-value and the p-value. The findings suggest that education is a strong predictor of higher earnings, okay, and then etc. So I leave you first to look at that class. What I'm, siguro may time pa tayo, no? Quickly discuss natin to. Paano nakikita to, class? Okay, ito yung standardized estimate. And how in the world do we get this? Unfortunately, class, sa LM, hindi natin madodraw out, ano, unless gagamit tayo ng another package to draw that out. But let me first discuss, class, the meaning of this standardized estimate. Okay, so I'll go here. Okay, pareho lang naman to. Ayan yung ano natin. Okay. So, siguro class, ilagay niya lang dito sa, what are you using? Are you using another R file? RMD file? Okay, so let me just discuss now, how in the world was the standardized coefficient determined? Okay, so ito ulit, class, I'm using another RMD file. Or you can just put it siguro below what you're using now. Okay, para hindi nyo na ulitin yung pag-load ng mga packages. Okay. All right. So first class, yung confidence interval, madali yan. Yung nasa report natin kanina. So, this is easily obtained, yung confidence interval. So how do we do that? So I go here. Ito yung model natin kanina, no? This is what I ran a while ago. Okay, so i-run ko na lang ulit dito. And then we can make use of the function confint. This one. Confint ng model final. Control enter. All right. So it will now give us the confidence interval. Ito lang, simple lang, confint. So ibig sabihin class na si intercept, its values ranges from ito yung ano class, yung 95% confidence interval. So anong ibig sabihin yan? If I plot this, plot ko ulit, i-draw ko na lang ito class. So 95% confidence interval class. That the values of the intercept lie between negative 3.4 and negative 0.9. So 95% to. So we're 95% certain, probabilistically, that the value of the intercept lie between negative 3.4 and negative 0.9. So there's no chance, class, that your intercept will touch zero, will be zero. Kasi parehong negative siya. So in between these values, walang zero dyan. Okay, zero is somewhere here. Okay? Ganun din sa education. Notice lahat ng mga to class, sa interval nila, it will not touch zero. Sa education, it's between 0.44 and 0.62. Okay? Yan si education. Si tenure, 0.117 at saka 0.1909. So 95% confidence interval lang class. Okay, so that's how we got this one. So madali lang siya, no? Okay, and then next meeting, I'm going to teach you how to create this table para dun sa output nyo. Kasi pwede natin gamitin si R para isama yung mga values na yan. Okay, any questions, class, with the confidence interval? Any questions? Paki-chat naman, please. Kung clear siya, yung confident lang naman yan, confidence interval of our final model. Okay, good. So you know how to get that, class, no? Okay, so madali itong ilalagay natin sa table na to. And I'm going to teach you to create this table. Paano natin makikreate yung table na yan. Alright, para maganda yung output, hindi lang yung makikita natin na codes lang tapos ando dun yung mga ano. There's a way to create a table for your final regression model. Alright, then let's go back here, class. Okay, now take a look at this code. Alright, make sure that na-load nyo na ba si tidyverse? dplyr and tidyverse, okay? I hope those packages are loaded because we're now going here. All right. So, okay, first, I'm going to create this. I'm going to share this code with you. Control C in the interest of time. All right, take a look at this class. I'm going to create this object wage standard. And ito class wage. So you're starting with the object called wage. Di ba may wage na tayo sa ano natin, sa environment natin. I have wage here. And then what's this class? Those of you who are my students, I don't know, Finstad. Diba ko kung may mga estudyante ako dito sa Finstad, no? You know this. No? Anyone who knows this? Did you discuss this in your Finstad, whoever your teacher was? Anyone who knows this? Hindi sa Finstar kasi hindi naman tayo nag-deployer sa Finstar. Anyone who knows this class? O sige, ganito na lang para mas mabilis tayo. Who among you? Pakichat kung yes or no kung alam nyo to. This one. What is this class? Yes or no, please, kung you know it. No, okay, no, thank you, thank you. All right, good. Sige. So let me explain this class. Ito class, this is called your pipe operator. Pipe operator. And this is really very useful class sa coding sa R, no? And it answers the question, and then, and so, okay? And how do we write this class? Oops. Control Shift. Control Alt minus. Okay. Wait, sandali. Paki-check nga class, paki-google nga. Shortcut, keyboard shortcut for pipe operator, nakalimutan ko. Control Shift, not Control Shift I, hindi. Control Alt I, not Control Alt I, sorry. Ano yun? Yung new code siya. Anyone please, paki-bilis lang. Ano yung keyboard shortcut ng pipe operator in R? Kindly please.
Sir,
Ayan, okay, tama.
Control Shift.
Yeah, thank you. Control Shift and M pala. Okay. So class, yun natin, for Mac, it's Command Shift M. Control Shift, tama. Control Shift M. There you go. Okay, do you have the same pipe operator? Paki-chat please, class. Or you're getting this? Percentage greater than percentage. Is this what you're getting? What are you getting, class? Itong slash and then greater than or percentage slash percentage. How about the others? Thank you, Pauline. How about the others? Okay. So yung nakuha nyo class, that's the old pipe operator. Dati, yan ang pipe operator. Kaso medyo mahirap isulat, no? So pinalitan nila ng ganito na. Ito na. So how do you change now your new pipe operator? Punta tayo sa tools. Tools. Okay. Global options. And then go to code class. Go to code. And then dito class, makikita nyo, use native pipe operator. Bago na, no? Ito na, slash greater than. Hindi na yung percentage greater than percentage. So paki-click to class para bago na yung ano nyo yung pipe operator. Okay. Ito na. Okay, so napalitan nyo na class and then press nyo Control Shift M. Control plus Shift plus M. Okay, and please chat kung nagbago na class, please. Nagbago na ba? Ulitin yung Control Shift M. I-type nyo dito. Kung bago na siya. Okay, good, good. So yan ang class yung bagong ano hindi na yung percentage greater than percentage. And then take a look at this class. Now maybe this is the first time you are meeting this function, mutate. No? Mutate. So ano ginagawa nito? This is a very powerful function coming from dplyr. Okay, dplyr. So ito class, mutate. It will change class. Pag mutate class, binabago natin yung column natin, yung variable natin. So mutate across, no? Ibig sabihin across what? Education, experience, tenure, hourly wage, and then scale natin. Anong ibig sabihin scale ng class? Ang scale ibig sabihin yan, you're going to normalize it. Okay? Standardize it. If you recall from your stat, ano ibig sabihin class ng ng standardize, di ba? X minus X mean divided by the standard deviation of X. If you recall class from your basic stat, that's how you normalize your value. Your value minus the mean of the value divided by the standard deviation. Okay, this will now create values between 0 and 1. So standardized na yung value natin. And the function for R is scale. So let's run this class. I don't know if did I give this to you? Control C. Ay, time na pala. Oh, sorry class. Okay. Sige. If you need to go class, please go. I'll just continue recording no kasi ang ipopost ko yung hanggang a few more lines of code. Okay, so i-run ko lang to class. Rinan ko. And then if I take a look at, i-view ko si wage standard deviation. So what happened to my education, experience, tenure, hourly wage? Nabago yung mga values niya, class. Okay? Sorry, it's not between 0 and 1, no? Na-standardize na siya. It has been converted into X minus X mean. Kunyari, the value of this one in education kanina, minus the mean of education divided by the standard deviation of education. So these are now standardized. Okay, so standardized na siya. Now, bakit natin siya kailangan standardize? Kasi, okay, so quickly now, palitan ko lang yung column names, no? Okay, so let me share this code with you. Okay, buti nagkasya. Right? So taking a look at this class, okay, this is just, kasi ang pangit ng pangalan ng ano natin, di ba? Ng columns natin, yun, no? Tingnan mo yung columns natin, education by 1, no? Etc. Yung ginawa nating ano, yung ginawa nating scale, okay, ganito yung naging ano nila, yung column names. So palitan lang natin, okay? Column names ng wage standard, is education standard, etc. No? Race, gender, civil status, pareho pa rin. So if I run this, okay, and then I take a look at wage standard. Ba't nag-error ako? May error ba ako dito? Run ko ulit. Okay. Hindi ko lang ba't ako nagkaka-error. Print ko nga. Ayaw niya. Okay. Anyway, so sige. Let me just we'll continue with this next meeting class, but let me just share this code with you. All right. Kasi ang mangyayari dito, class, magre-regression ulit tayo. Share ko lang tong code na to para next time. Okay, shut natin. We will regress the model again. Okay, and then take a look at our regression model. I request you to run this. Tingnan yung class, no? Yung hourly wage standardized na. Yung education standardized. So lahat ng mga variables natin, quantitative, standardized na sila. Ibig sabihin, normalized na siya. Okay, nag-error ako kasi class, nag-error ako sa code ko kanina dito. Okay. Here. Check ko na lang kung bakit ako nag-error dito. Alright, but anyway class, sabi ko nga, ang i-regress natin class, yung ano, yung standardized values. And then the output there class, your coefficients there will be your standardized coefficients. So how is that interpreted? Standard deviations yan. So for every one standard deviation increase in education, there's a corresponding B standard deviations increase in hourly wage. Ganun siya. No? Yun ang standardized coefficients class. You take a look at it in terms of standardized values. Okay, kasi yung ano natin, di ba, yung original natin in terms of units. Yung standardized values natin in terms of standard deviations. Okay, so we'll continue with this on Tuesday next meeting. Okay, thank you so much.